It's the day after Christmas. I've got a few things I've got to do here in the office. In a minute, Linda and I have to go to Walmart again. I have a grandson named Samuel Christopher. My son Chris, his oldest son. Tomorrow's his birthday, and we're going to get him a birthday cake, and we're going to get him a present. It's Sunday. I normally do not do a whole lot on Sundays. Did some reflecting on some things. Yesterday was the first Christmas that I've ever enjoyed. I really dislike Christmas for the most part, or have in the past. I dislike the commercialization of it. I dislike that so many people spend money they don't have on crap that's going to be broken and no longer usable within a week or two after getting it and giving it to children and other people. And yes, I'm fidgeting on my desk. Let me tell you what I'm fidgeting about and what I'm looking for. This is a chopstick. I make toothpicks out of them for my teeth. So after I do this, I've got to cut this down and make me a couple of toothpicks out of it. Don't have to, I'm just going to. Talk to my son Chris after next week, and right now he and his wife and children are in the process of cleaning a house they're moving into. He will most likely be going to work for a friend of mine, like my oldest adopted son named Dale. They have a destruction company. What I mean by that, they dismantle stuff and haul off junk from lots, and most of the time it has a lot of metal in it. It's actually warm for this time of the year. Man, I keep fidgeting and finding stuff on here. What am I talking about? What have you found? Well, that is some type of metal. I don't know what that came from. This is a connector for doing Ethernet cables. So you can take two long cables and make an even longer cable. That's how my son Benjamin gets internet at his house. This is an Allen wrench that goes to one of the necks on one of those guitars over there. I don't know which one. I would like later to come out here and tune those guitars and play them a little bit. I haven't got around to doing that yet. Hand's doing pretty good today. I had this glove on. I guess I ought to put it back on to keep my hand doing pretty good. After I take the compression off this hand for a little while, then it starts hurting again. But while I've got the glove on, it doesn't really hurt. Linda's taking a shower, and when she gets done, she's got to comb her hair out and put lotion on and all that. And then when she's done with all of that, she and I will load up and we will head to Walmart. Now, we're foregoing doing repairs to her front end, and it kind of took her aback a little bit. I don't know that it did. She didn't seem like she was mad or anything, but I explained to Chris, after the first of the year, after they get moved, that van's getting new brake calipers on it. Why am I doing that? I've got to have him fix the the ventilation under the dash. I've got to have the brake calipers fixed so that they're not locking up. That's the last thing on it that needs to be replaced. Everything else is new. And we will do that, and then they will release like they should. I've abused that old van, but in yesterday's video, Christmas Day video, excuse me, Lynn and I drove over to Fun Valley, and you can feel the brakes locking up. And it's the front brakes because it pulls like one side or the other. So we'll get that fixed next week when he's got time to do it. And then we'll get the ventilation fixed, and then everything else my other sons and I can do. I've got to set up an inverter in it and do a whole bunch of other things. Like I explained, her car isn't going to make us any money. That van, for what I want to use it for, is going to help us have a much larger income. The reason for using that one instead of like the Green Bomb or going and getting, because it's got headroom in it, you can actually hunch over a little bit but stand up in the back of it, and it's going to be a film truck. And as of yet, I'm taking things one step at a time, and it's taken longer than I'd really like it to, but haste makes waste. That is an old wives' tale, and it's true. We still haven't broken out the equipment locker, haven't looked at all that in a while, over a year. It'll all still work. We just got to get the spiders out of the giant trunk they're in, and then I've got to get all that equipment working. I've got to set everything up on the van. Then that trunk is going to get locked up. It's going to be screwed down to the floor in the van or something like that, and it'll have a padlock on it, and I'll keep the equipment out in the truck rather than in here. Health-wise, I'm doing pretty good this morning. I got a lot of sleep last night. I haven't in a while. Woke up to the pitter-patter of tiny feet. Linda thought it was her or one of the other boys, I think, woke me up, but it wasn't. It was my grandson Tigger running through the house. Either I really heard it or I dreamed it of him running and giggling, which is one of the most pleasant things that I listen to. Just a second. Sorry about this. Now, I need to tell my mom how my dad taught my brother and I to swim. It wasn't real deep. It wasn't over our head very much. We were in New Mexico, and there was a rushing river. At least it looked like it was rushing to me, but it wasn't. It was a slow-moving river. It was not the Colorado River, and I don't know which one it was. But he went out, and he was swimming in that river, and he came back up on the shore. And I made the mistake of saying, "Daddy, I sure wish you'd teach me how to swim." So he gathered me up, and he gathered Chris up, both of us at the same time, and threw us into that river. It seemed like a cliff, but it was probably 3 feet higher than the river, and the river was clear. It was kind of green in tint, but it was clear. fairly clear. There were rocks in the bottom of it. My mother went insane, my birth mother. What are you doing? Well, that's how I learned how to swim. And we'd bounce up off the bottom and go back down. See, what my mother didn't know at that time, Chris and I both could already swim underwater. We'd been doing that for years. Every time we would be with my grandfather, Virgil Lance, he'd make sure we went somewhere and got in the water and cooled off during the summer. That's usually when we stayed with him and Mamaw, Papaw and Mamaw. But he threw us in there, and before long we were swimming around like a couple of fish and come up and get her and go back down, and then he got in with us and he showed us how to cut the water with our hands, and before you knew it, both of us were swimming. True story. Now I gotta get a sip. I'm gonna have to straighten up in here sooner or later, but I kind of want to wait until like Tuesday or Wednesday before I actually make the effort. We've got to go to the store tomorrow. Benj and I have to take the title to his car that he's basically giving a woman over in Sulphur, who basically has stolen the car from him. She's never paid a dime on it. I won't go into that, but it's better just to get the car out of his name. And like I explained to my wife and him, that car is a rolling death trap. And as long as that vehicle is in his name, even if she's got insurance, if she crashes or wrecks someone else and his name is on the title, he is liable. That is why you never put a car in your name and let someone else have it. Tomorrow, we're going to make sure that that is put into her name and shipped off. And I may have to pay for it if she doesn't have any money. She skint him every way she can. I'm not going into how she got the car. It was not Benjamin's doing. I am angry about it. He's angry about it, but we're going to give him the green bomb. And he will have that to use. It'll be in his name. We're going to help Brandon get him a pickup or something he wants to drive. However, that's all water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. We've just got to foment it and make it happen. So other than going to the store, what is Tucklow doing today? Well, I started watching a series called 1883 on Paramount Plus. I started watching in here a little bit of it, but I'm going to wait and finish it while I'm sitting in the parlor in front of something I can see and I don't have to do this with. If I can. Now, what's happening there? You know, using a magnifying glass. It's not that bad, but that is a really small monitor. I gave the big one to Linda, and I don't like mixing equipment on anything. I don't like doing it on computers. I don't like doing it on anything. The tower is Hewlett-Packard, and it's basically a Hewlett-Packard that has had some real fancy gizmos added to it. It's a custom-built computer, but I like keeping the monitor and the tower the same. The other Dell, and Linda's computer in our bedroom is a Hewlett-Packard And I gave her the big monitor I was using here. It's actually a mate to that one. Now, why did I do that? Well, it could be because I'm so smitten with the girl, totally in love with her. I want her to have the best of everything, and she's got it in her bedroom there. I've got a little bitty Dell that I use, and I'm thinking hard. I haven't taken time to do a run through on the two laptops. Now, my tech guy did clean them up, but he didn't. He couldn't put Windows 10 in them, and I think they've got Windows 7, and that's what my miniature Dell in the bedroom has. And I'll probably, due to a space constraint, have to leave it in there. But I've got a bigger one right over there that I need to. It's in a case. I need to take it and find somewhere, probably in the parlor, and run a small extension cord. That's what I need to get. I forgot about that. Hang on, folks. That way I can take it. I've got a tablet in there in the parlor, but I've got a little table I can use, and I can run that. And boy, I get sidetracked so easily. But I can take that other one and use it to do things in the parlor. Maybe it'll go in my van and stay in it. I still haven't gone to T-Mobile and bought a hotspot. I need to do that. I am totally beleaguered with stuff I need to do, and I am busy. Right now I'm busy piddling on my desk. I'm ashamed to show you well, I'll just show you. Let's get it over with, shall we? This is how badly my desk is nastied up. And that is all my fault. Nobody else is in here doing this except for me. I need a keeper. I've got one. Her name is Linda, but she can't be out here with me all the time. Now, in the near future, the children are all going back to public school except for Tigger, and his dad will be home, and we will let his dad watch him a bunch. And then maybe she can come out and help me on stuff I've got to do out here. She needs to know how to do most of this stuff, because eventually, not long term and not too far in the future, but eventually it's going to be making his family some serious money. Got to get a sip. To make room in here, I've got things I need to do. Right there, that is actually shelves that are attached to that wooden file cabinet. What I need to do with that wooden file cabinet one of the things my son Benjamin will be doing with me in the near future, take the refrigerator off there. I'm going to cut those shelves off the back of that file cabinet and screw down a top, because it just goes down into the drawer right there, so that I can take that out of here and actually have some more floor space. another thing I've got to do in the near future, and he and I can do it. I've got to get that and that out of here and build a table, a wooden bench that's all one solid piece. And that way I don't have a wobbly table that dips down. I don't have a rickety shelf for the coffee pot and all that. I will have a decent setup in here. It took me 3 years just to get the interior walls of this thing done. That's with me hiring my sons to do it. And a lot of this stuff I can do myself, but a lot of it I can't. So I've got to measure that door. I think I can build it so that we can just take everything off that table, set it on the floor, bring a new table that will have a shelf underneath the length of it, and set it so that the computers are up off the floor, and that the table is a lot more solid. Then we can take that fold-up table, and that's what it is, and use it for something else somewhere. Well, that's pretty much everything I've got to say today, except that. Mom, John, I love you with my whole heart. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope things are going well for you. My brother Michael Paul, I love you with my whole heart. I hope everything went well for you on Christmas. To my very good friend Chris Kimball in Florida, you know what we've been discussing, so it gives you an inside on some things everybody else on here do not know. To my buddy Monty Jones, I hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope you and yours are doing well. To my friend Shelly Dion, I hope your mother's getting better. Don't give up hope on her health. My mother had stage 4 cancer, lung cancer, and the original hospital said she would die within 6 months, and she lived 5.5 more years on top of that. My wife had stage 4 cancer. She had cancer in her appendix, had a superb surgeon cut all that out, and she and I are 100% sure she doesn't have cancer anymore, as is her oncologist. We don't know when we've got to go have her scans done, but we'll get it done. But miracles do happen, and prayer is a very powerful thing. And I'm still praying for your mama. David Talaga, my other friend, one of my other friends in the state of Illinois, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you had a good Christmas. Here, probably in about a month, David, maybe a month and a half, I'm going to commission you to do some artwork for me, some wood burning artwork. I've got to think exactly how I want to do it. When I do, what I will do is send you a photograph maybe, or a drawing to go ahead and transfer and burn for me. And I have all the faith in you that you're capable of doing it. To my new friend Jackie Brill, S-A-N-D-S. I looked, and it's Brill before Sands. I hope you and yours had a great Christmas. Folks, that's pretty much it for today. Want all of you to be kind. Be kind to, like the sign says, be kind to everyone you know. It's habit forming. Love you, God bless you, and bye.